What's up guys, it's James and I am here today with a hat video rather than an Edison video. Now you guys may know hat format 2014 era has been picking up rapidly. I've seen a lot of videos, a lot of content being made around it, and for better or worse, I actually play a decent amount of hat format. I played a little bit back in 2014 online, and I've kind of been part of some of the online communities the past year. So while a lot of people are coming at it fresh, and coming into it new eyes and revisiting the old decks and all that, I've actually been pretty familiar with, I guess the revival era hat decks, and they're pretty different from the lists you might find from 2014. So knowing all that, I entered a tournament a couple weeks ago. It's like a 40-50 person tournament, and I ended up getting second. I was undefeated all the way to the finals. I think it was 8-0. I lost in the finals to a unfortunate top deck. But yeah, I this just wanted to show off my deck. It's Geargia, and really just want to showcase it because I think it's like what a modern Geargia list should look like, rather than like pulling some 2014 lists with some spice of my own. But yeah, and thank you Bowen for filming and assembling the deck. Gotta check out his TCG. This is also homie Stevie. I had him on the last video, the Book of Moon sleeves. Now he's got BLS sleeves, decked out accessories. You gotta get those. And yeah, let's do the deck. So this is Geargia. It's gonna be pretty standard in a lot of ways, because you're playing like the main engine, which is these guys. Those are your fours, and yeah, armor's just like the key card of the deck. Flip effects, search anything, this finds armor. So you're basically playing 6 copies, and this is your extender. Not really much reason to cut any of those in my mind. Then you play the 3s. This is searchable off the trap, which anyone who plays hat should know. And this one, you loop it sometimes to make sure you have a 3 engraved for the XYZ to revive. The only, I guess, like non-gear normal summon I play is this. A lot of people play hands. I think the hands are pretty like passive and easy to play around if your opponent knows what they're doing. And realistically, like you can clog with multiple hands in your hand. And I think past like turn 2, if you're making Gigants, you always have a normal summon to search anyway. Usually you're searching this or more excels for follow-ups, and then you want a normal summon a gear alongside it. So you really don't want to be like drawing for a turn extra normal summons after you've thinned your deck. So I just like this as like an early game summon. I mean, in like a very simple situation, like if turn 2 you're resolving this, searching Excel, you make a Gigant, and then rather than like extending there, you could just summon this next to it, and then you have a trap for the turn as well. So it is a little bit dead past turn 1, like I said, because or past turn 2, because you usually always have a gear summon, but I like it a little better than hands because it doesn't like require as much deck space. And then I play 2 Maxi as well for hand traps. Max is like, I don't know, people think about hat, Soul Charge, Maxi format or whatever, but Max is really not like overbearingly powerful. It's just kind of like a needed check against like Mermails and Sylvan Infernity, I guess. It's not really very good in the gear mirror, but still has like some applications, so it's like good enough in my mind. The meta, that hat meta that I see is like a lot of the artifact decks, especially with like card. That's something that a lot of people play, and trap drakes, and a lot of mermail. Those are decks that are very, very common, as well as gears, obviously. And in this tournament randomly, I played a lot of Lightstorm Ruler, even though that's not really a deck that I like specifically prepared for. For spells, I have Dark Hole and 3 MST. I don't really like love MST as a card, but when I build hat decks, it's kind of hard for me to justify not putting an MST, because it's really good against spell books, it's pretty good against Mermail, just has like a good spread across the board, as well as being good against like the trap deck mirrors. So kind of weird card. But I also play 3 Soul Charge. A lot of gear lists play 2, and honestly, like, yeah, first of all, this card is what makes hat format. So, and all the fucking coping people who think that it ruins the format or something, it's like, no, you're like missing the point. Like, this card gives you a ton of options per turn with like the rank 4 toolbox and different ways to play it. So it's like, that's the kind of gameplay that you're getting, where it's gonna be some complicated stuff, and how to use this card effectively is the most important part of the format, as well as like managing making sure they don't get a big soul charge off. But I played 3 rather than 2, kind of just like knee-jerk reaction, like, oh, soul charge is the best card, might as well play 3. And honestly, after playing the deck, and I hadn't played Gears a lot before this tournament, I think that you could play 2, if only because a lot of times post-side, you're boarding in floodgates and boarding down, but it is really good still to play through like a Blackhorn post-board, you make an XYZ, they Blackhorn it, and then you Soul Charge everything back. So even if you're just making a single rank 4, like Soul Charge is pretty strong. And traps, you're playing a lot of traps, some one-ofs. What else we got? I play this for the Murmillo to search, as well as Bottomless and Torrential. Yeah, I mean, these hit the Dragon Rulers as well. And then for multiple traps, I play 3 Fiendish, 2 Breakthrough. Like I said, artifacts are super popular lately, so you really want like as big a package as possible, as well as Fiendish just like blocks them from swinging over your armor, so it sticks on the field for a turn. And yeah, Breakthrough's effect in the grave definitely comes up too, and help you like break boards with like Felgrand and stuff. I play 1 Needle Sealing, kind of like I was just saying, like Gears really they're super consistent and like can really just like grind out any deck. Usually you use this to break a board. Gears have kind of natural synergy with it because you can set the armor, and it can help make hands miss timing as well. And the Gears have this problem, when you can usually outgrind anything, but going second, you kind of need like, your board breakers to deal with like the dragon boards or mermail. So having these cards in combination can really let you stay in those games, as well as just like being good in the grind. I like the technique of selling, and it also catches people off guard, and they have to kind of play around it in weird ways. And of course, you're playing 3 Geargia. This card's insane. It's just you end phase it, especially if you win the roll, which I won a lot of dice rolls this tournament. That just like sets you up for the rest of the game, and usually they can't win. And I play 3 Wiretap, just kind of like to go along with the Gear. I mean, if they're trying to Wiretap your gear, then you tap them back, counters Blackhorn, just like pushes through your plays. I thought this was pretty strong, and again, like maybe people aren't always playing 3, but it felt like a good adjustment. Side deck, and I am missing like 1 or 2 cards, but I have a 3rd Maxi Double Crow. 3rd Maxi Double Crow. Crows for books. You can hit their master plays. I also usually have a Cycle Reader. That's one of the cards missing. That's like the banish 2 light monsters, but it's a machine, so it's searchable. And like I said, I did play a couple of Lightsworn Ruler decks, so that card's super good. Like it just turns Gigant into searching a trap, which is like very, very good as you're already trying to like counter their plays. I play a Deep Fissure. There's Floodgates, you'll see there's more. Mind Control, this is the card I lost to. It's really, really good in the mirror. I think I top decked it when I had an armor set. It was unfortunate, but yeah, I mean, you could main it too. Just good against any rank 4 decks. More Floods, these help you keep pace with the bigger decks, especially if you're going first. And that's why I said like Soul Charge is kind of weird. Double Blackhorn, yeah, for the mirror mainly. This is supposed to be Deep Dark Trapple. I think it's a different one, but Deep Dark is just good to search with Trap Tricks, Murmillo, and helps against Dragon Ruler. Because it banishes them. I play 2 DNA Surgery, more Floods. It is good against spellbooks, turns off their fates, and a couple of the other effects as well. So I had a 2nd Needle Sealing, Mirror, or just like things going wide, and 1 Acid Trapple, which, if anyone knows, Trap Tricks Murmillo can search this, and you can make hands miss timing if you chain link to it, or you just use it on armor, and like a mini Nobleman. Acid Trapple is a cool card. It's been out since like the beginning of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's very funny to me that this is like one of the only formats it's viable ever, but it has a niche application, so big fan of Acid Trapple. Then for side, we've got 3 Gigants. Makes a lot of the 4s first. I play a Corn. Deals with hands, Dragon Zero, good against Bujin. Just random times it can come up. I mean, when it does come up, it's super impactful. I play a Giant Hand, we're playing online. Fuck it. 1 Dweller, 1 Arc, 1 Dire Wolf. That really just comes up as Soul Charge plays. Rhapsody and Exiton. Then you play 3s. You do actually like use the 3s quite a bit because a lot of times you're searching the MK2 for follow-up. So I play a Zen Mains and an Alucard, and then a couple other cards are a Soul of Silver Mountain. That is actually a very important card. Definitely want that in the deck. And then I play a Levier. I think that Levier is like a card that people don't usually play, but especially combined with the floodgates on the side, it kind of cooks. Like I really enjoy Levier, and I think it's like super strong. People should definitely consider it when building this deck. I really, Levier kind of cooked a bunch of rounds of the tournament. They always try to bottomless your arsenals, and you just make your MK2 into a level 4 extender or whatever. But that's the deck, and like I said, you know, I think the modern hat format meta is a little bit different. I mean, it depends how sweaty people want to get with it as far as like optimizing it. There's definitely still a lot of like decks to be explored and stuff like that. And again, I really like hat. I don't know if I'll produce a lot more content around it. Let me know in the comments if that's something you guys are interested in. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated as I, you know, play interesting hat decks or play more tournaments. This is like honestly a fairly standard gear list except for the trap trick stuff. But just given there's not a lot of you know, content around it, I figured it'd be good to give you guys the blueprint and my thoughts on it. I think Gears are a really strong deck, easily one of the best alongside like Mermail, and I think that's another really good one. But yeah, hat format on the rise, Edison still holding it down, and hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.